We are told from the moment we can walk, be successful. Work hard. Climb the ladder. Achieve more. But what if all this striving is the very thing pulling us away from a meaningful life? Alan Watts, philosopher, teacher, and mystic of the modern world, believed we've misunderstood success. He once said, "We thought of life by analogy with a journey, with a serious purpose at the end. But the real secret is to be fully engaged in the now." In other words, success is not somewhere you arrive. It's not at the end of a degree. Not hidden behind a title. Not found in numbers, followers, promotions, or praise. It's found in presence. You are a function of what the whole universe is doing in the same way that a wave is a function of what the whole ocean is doing. When you see yourself as separate, isolated, chasing your individual success, you suffer. You disconnect. You forget the rhythm of life is not a race, but a dance. Yet we fill our calendars, push ourselves toward goals we barely understand. And when we arrive, we often ask, is this all there is? Because the prize we were promised doesn't satisfy the hunger we ignored. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain and so obvious and so simple. And yet, everybody rushes around in a great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. We've confused life with performance, and forgotten how to live without an audience. Watts didn't say success was evil, but he warned of worshiping it. Success is a byproduct of curiosity, of passion, of alignment. But when it becomes the aim, we lose the joy in the process. He said, trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth. The more you try to become something, the more you forget you already are. You are not your LinkedIn bio, not your follower count, not your resume. You are consciousness, alive, now. And you don't need to prove that. Alan Watts urged us to play, not perform. He said, this is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now. And instead of calling it work, realize it is play. Play doesn't mean frivolous. It means free. Free of self-imposed pressure. Free to be curious. Free to explore, rather than achieve. Yet most of us spend decades in roles that numb us, waiting for permission to finally live. Watts challenged that idea. He asked, what would you like to do if money were no object? Not in theory, but really. What would you actually do with your days? Would you create? Would you teach? Would you wander? Would you build something for others, or simply for yourself? Would you stop climbing and start living? He warned us, better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing, than a long life spent in a miserable way. That line isn't meant to scare. It's meant to wake us up. The cost of chasing someone else's idea of success is your own. Watts believed the obsession with success was really a fear of stillness. Because in the quiet, we hear ourselves. And that voice might tell us we're on the wrong path. But silence is not something to run from. It's where wisdom waits. Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to stop rushing long enough to understand yourself. Alan Watts saw life as music, not math. Music is not a problem to solve. It's not measured by how fast you get to the end. The point of music is the music itself. And so it is with living. We do not come into this world, we come out of it, as leaves from a tree. You belong here. You don't need to earn it. Your presence is not a mistake. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not less than because someone else has more. Watts reminds us, the world doesn't need another burned out overachiever. It needs you. fully alive, fully present, fully human. Stop measuring days by degree of productivity and start experiencing them by degree of presence. That is success. Not the title, not the money, not the applause, but the freedom to live with wonder, the courage to slow down, the joy of being here, now, for no other reason than to be here, now.